You're listening to This Week in America with Rick Bratton.
Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Great to have you with us on the program today. As mentioned, our guest on the show is Lupe Almaguer Cruz. She is the author of the book Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. She dreamed she met Santa at the age of 7. The special mystical dream lived with her for many years. Years later, while she was writing her life story, well, she thought about writing her childhood dream, and she has in the book Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. She currently lives in San Diego, California. The book's available all across the country, also at Lupe's website. I'll give you that information during the course of the program. And of course, you can go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and get all the information on Lupe and the book by going to thisweekinamerica.us. Lupe, welcome to the program. Lupe, let's talk about, I mentioned the fact that this was a vision, a dream that you had as a child. How did you come to years later decide to go back and to write the story?
I was writing my memoirs. I was thinking about writing a book, and I started writing this book about my life because it was a hard life, and I was a fifth child born to impoverished migrant worker parents, and my life was far from idyllic. I was put to work in the fields at the tender age of 5, and I missed school month after month because of working because I along with my siblings were working in the fields.
Right.
I at the age of 58 years of age, I decided that I wanted to write my memoirs, especially after I had a hard time, like not being able to speak English and read or write. I decided that I was going to teach myself how to write, and so from there, I remembered while I was writing my memoirs, I came to the part where I had that dream at the age of 7 that I walked outside and found my parents, my grandmother and my mother, placing tinsel on our orange tree. I asked them why, and I was told that because Santa was coming that night. Well, we had never celebrated Christmas or holidays because we did not have any money. We were very, very poor. And so that night I didn't get, I had a hard time falling asleep. And when I finally did fall asleep, I had this dream that I was under the kitchen table when the door opened and in walked Santa Claus. All from my view, all I could see was just his black boots passing by. And then anyway, so years later, I got married and had children, and I could not read to my kids or help them with their homework and stuff. And so, but then at the age of 58, like I said, I finally decided that I was going to teach myself how to write, how to almost like perfect my English because it was so bad. But yes, and so I spun off and I started writing Tillie's. Because when I thought about that dream, I thought it would make a great children's book. And that's what I did. I spun off and started writing Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. And this book is basically it's a children's book, but also enjoyed by adults. And I was writing my memoirs, and it was cathartic because I did cry a lot because I did endure many, many horrible things and many obstacles, almost passing out from heat exhaustion from being out in the field. But that was basically why how Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride came about.
Yeah, as you're explaining that with the orange tree and seeing Santa and not being able to get to sleep, I saw that in the book, and I, as an adult, believe me, I'm an adult, enjoyed reading the book Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. The book's available all across the country. Information at our website, thisweekinamerica.us. The author is Lupe Almaguer Cruz. The website is very simple. It's her name, Lupe, Lupe, Almaguer, that's Almaguer, Cruz, Cruz. You can go directly to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and link on directly to the website, get information, description of the book from Lupe's website. And again, the book is available all across the country. The one thing that I take away from reading the book is hope. It's a very inspirational, uplifting story. Is that one of the takeaways you would like as young people are reading the book, that they understand there is hope?
Yes. This book is, it's infused with a magic and mystical journey, okay? And this little girl, Tillie, she's a stowaway in Santa's sleigh, and he is put to sleep, okay, by a sleeping curse. But she has to summon the courage, to help them to deliver these toys, okay? So she goes through many obstacles to deliver the toys to the children. But my book is, it just inspires children.
Well, no, it's something you believe in very much. And what's interesting is that, did you ever think maybe 5-10 years ago that you'd be talking on the radio about a book that you had written? Did you ever think that was possible, that you would be writing books?
Well, no, but I'm in awe of what I've done, because I honestly, life was pretty bleak, when I was growing up, and not getting an education and really feeling like feeling hopelessness. But if I believing, in myself and going forward and writing this book and teaching myself, I'm self-taught, teaching myself to write. I mean, this book is inspirational, because when children read it, they'll think, hey, listen, if I can do it too. I can do it too.
Well, a message that you have in the book, and the book is Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. Lupe Almaguer Cruz, our guest on the program. Her website is her name, LupeAlmaguerCruz. If you can't remember all of that, just go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and you can link on directly to Lupe's website. You have in the book, believe in yourselves, diligently work towards making your dreams come true, because everything is possible as long as you believe. And you know that it's not...
Okay, listen.
Yeah,
Rick, the overall theme is believing that you can do anything you want as long as you believe in yourself.
Yes.
I strongly believe that where there is a will, there is a way. That is my thing. That's how I believe, and that's how I got to where I'm at. Being very poor for years and years and years. You know what? Now I am successful. I own real estate. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a realtor. I have a daycare. I provide care for children, for little children, and I was also a foster mom. I've done many things in my life, and now an author as well. So yes, I strongly believe that where there's a will, there is a way. But parents need to help their children also to believe in themselves, make them strong.
How did you do that? As you were going through and having all of these difficulties, you obviously were able to hold on to that belief in yourself. How difficult was that to know that, okay, I believe in myself, I know what I want to make of myself, I can get through this? How difficult was that to keep looking ahead?
Because my father and my mother instilled this hard-working ethics, on us children. They had, like I said, 11 children, but they never, ever asked for welfare assistance. My father and all of us worked hard, okay? And he said, and my mother always said, you stand on your own 2 feet, okay? And believe that you can. But, we didn't get the education, but you know what? We're all successful. All these children are successful that my parents brought to this world.
With us on the program, yes, Lupe Almaguer Cruz. The book is called Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. It's amazing hearing your story and the message that you are getting across in the book. there's so many elements. There's a sense of adventure. It sort of puts in better focus as we go through the Christmas season each year, the true meaning of Christmas. You really have a lot of elements at work in the book. How long did it take you to put the book together where you felt like, okay, this is what I want it to be. I'm ready to get it published now?
Well, you know what? I wrote it, but it was badly written on account of I was learning to write.
Yes.
Okay. When I started at the age of 58, my reading level and writing level was that of a third grade. Third grade, and so it took me. I'd say it took me about 4 years. But to finish this book, it took me about a couple of years. But then it sat on my on a shelf collecting dust, the manuscript collecting dust for a couple of years. My son Richard said, "Mom," he goes, "that book you wrote, you need to publish it. You need to get it out there, Mom, because it's a wonderful story." And it was then that I said, okay, son. So I went ahead and it's published through Archway Publishing. It's affiliated with Simon & Schuster. So I self-published. Okay.
Yes.
But listen to this. Before I finished writing Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride Book 1, I was inspired to write a sequel because I knew that it deserved a sequel. And I am almost done with book 2, and you know what? It deserves another book. So it'll be a series of 3 books.
And I would love to have you back to talk about that. I'm so glad that it inspired you as well. It will inspire people, the young people, the adults as well who read it. It inspired you to write another one. And it's interesting how your son encouraged you along the way. The book is beautifully illustrated. I mean, it really is well done. What was it like when you held that first book for the first time?
Oh my! I started crying.
I can believe that.
Started crying.
I can believe that.
Holding it in my hand, the copy, the very first copy of Tillie. It was extremely exciting, and. I just want your listeners to encourage their children, to help them along the way as they're, when they're little, to help them and for them to believe that yes they can, but make them strong, not weak. Okay.
Yes.
Don't weaken your children by saying no. Okay, well you can't do it. All right. No. Yes, you can do it. That is my philosophy. At
a time when we hear so much about bullying and hearing about children who have a lack of self-esteem, we need a book like Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride that will come through and leave a more positive message to believe in yourself, that if you believe, anything is possible. And you certainly are an example of that. I mean, to late in your 50s decide, I'm going to conquer this. I'm going to learn to read, to write like everybody else at that level. I'm going to be an author, a successful business person. When you look at everything that you've been able to do, you have to feel quite a sense of satisfaction that, boy, I've really done quite well for myself, haven't you?
Yes, I have. But like I said, I've gone through a lot of difficult times.
Yes.
But there was always this feeling, this wonderful feeling within me that I was going to get through this, and that I was going to jump all these hurdles, and that I was going to be successful, and I am successful.
The book is
by my own doing. Nobody else.
Exactly.
One thing I have never liked. Listen, Rick. This is one thing I've never liked. Is and have never been my thoughts is to piggyback on anybody else's success, because it is their success, not my success.
Well, you've done it all, and you can be quite proud. You've done it all on your own. The book we're talking about is Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride, an enchanted tale about one girl's magical Christmas Eve as Santa's little helper. It's infused with both the magic of myth and the glory of Christ's birth. Tillie's Adventures inspires not only children, but adults as well. A sense of adventure reminds us all the true meaning of Christmas, and it gets so hectic this time of year. That's something that we all need to put into better focus. It's an inspirational story, a story of hope. The book, once again, is called Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. The author is our guest on the program, Lupe Almaguer Cruz. The website is LupeAlmaguer. Cruz is Cruz. It's her name is the website. If you're traveling and it's too much to remember all of that, all you have to do is go back to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, link on directly to Lupe's website. The book's available around the country. Lupe, it's been a pleasure to have you on the program. Congratulations on all you've been through, the successes that you are having. You'll touch a lot of young people and their parents with Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. Thank you so much for being on the program and for sharing the story with us.
Thank you, Rick. It was wonderful talking to you. And I'm sorry, but this is basically, the beginning for me to be, as an author, talking to radio or whatever. But I just wanted to say one thing, though.
Sure.
Last Christmas, I was invited by Univision. Univision is a Latino television station. I was invited for an interview, and that interview was done in December 2nd of last year. And it was aired as a Christmas special, in December 24th. And I want also your audience to know that I traveled to Phoenix, Arizona to donate my books to a lot of my books to children, underprivileged children.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, the cause is called Chicanos por la Causa. So I went there and donated my books. You should have seen the look in their eyes.
Oh, I can imagine.
Holding one of my books in their hand.
I can imagine the look in their eyes, the smile on their faces as they have their
Yes.
own. There's something magical about that moment when a child has a book and they know it's theirs and all of the adventures that's about to unfold as they open that. Well, congratulations.
One other thing, Rick.
Yes, sure.
One other thing I want to say, Rick, is that my book was published here in the United States. The illustrations were done here in the United States. So my book is all American.
It certainly is.
I am very, very proud to be an American, to be born here in the United States, and also to have, published my book here, all the illustrations, everything in the United States.
Well, you have every right to be very proud. The book is Tillie's Magical Christmas Ride. Information available by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and you can link on directly from there to Lupe's website. Lupe Almaguer Cruz has been our guest on the program. Once again, Lupe, thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening, everybody. We're back after these messages. I got information on the book at our website, thisweekinamerica.us.